Welcome to From the Edge, the official podcast of the 200-voiced chorus of Westerly. On today's episode, guest host Harvey Blanchette talks with Ryan and Andrew about their recent travels to Germany. Also, Jessica Peters and Ashley Shea discuss some upcoming events in the chorus's spring schedule. And now, gather your kids, parents, grandparents, and pets around the internet, and welcome to From the Edge.
Good afternoon, citizens of Westerly and the world. This is From the Edge, the Chorus of Westerly's podcast. I am not Ryan Saunders, sitting in Ryan Saunders' seat. My name is Harvey Blanchette. I'm sitting here with Andrew Howell, I believe his name is, music director of the Chorus of Westerly, and Ashley Shea. We're here.
What am I?
Patron Services Manager.
Very good.
Boom. First try. I have cards. There's a lot of hand gestures. We're going to get through this. We're here today to talk about the exciting excursion that Andrew Howell and Ryan Saunders took recently to Germany to do a site tour for the upcoming chorus tour. We're also going to take a moment or two to go over all the really, really interesting and exciting things we're doing this spring here at the Chorus of Westerly. And then also we'll probably say some random stuff that has to be edited out later.
Correct.
So you've been back for how many days from the trip, Andrew? Yeah, tricky. Andrew's like, there was not going to be
I think
at least
5 days.
You got back
yes.
Sunday, right?
Yes,
Sunday.
that would be 5 days.
I was told there would be no math.
Depends if you count Sunday and today. That might be 6. I'm going to go with
Well,
5.
you arrived back Sunday evening.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe I'll go with 6 then. I'm kind of nervous.
Okay, 6.
No, and that's fair because you are being tested on this. Andrew's pay scale is being adjusted given his performance on today's podcast.
Oh, man.
This was how many days was this site tour?
We had 5 days. We went from Tuesday to Sunday, but we left here on Tuesday.
And that's travel top and
yeah,
bottom.
really, it was basically 4 days on the ground to do a 12-day tour and visit, I think, 11 cities. So it was an intense block of time.
Right, compressing a 2-month chorus tour into 17 hours and 56 minutes. We are lucky kittens here today. I'm not sure why we're kittens, but Ryan Saunders, the man, the myth, legend, has
here.
just walked in the hall. We are glad to have him in this room, but it is a statement to how busy and how exciting things are here at the Chorus of Westerly. We're just flying around trying to keep abreast of all this wonderful stuff we're doing. So, Ryan, we were just starting the conversation about the Germany trip and all the Germans that happened to be there.
Yeah.
What would you say? What part of it made you most excited about this upcoming tour? And do you really just want to sort of share with people who are maybe on the fence with going on the tour, like
Why? What's exciting about
besides
this?
the schnitzel?
Well, a couple of reasons. The first thing is and Grüß Gott and Guten Tag, depending on where we are. Yeah, wie sehr gut. Yeah. I think if you think about the chorus and the music that we perform, first thing, the major composers, they've been English, they've been Italian, and they've been German. And if you think about where they've worked in England, and we have toured there twice. They've worked in Italy, and we had an extensive tour there in 1987. And they studied and came out of places like Prague and Vienna, which is where we were in 2014. The one place, or the two countries really, of music countries and lands that we've performed that we haven't been to are France and Germany. And really, I think if you look at the history of the chorus, probably the composer we've done the most prolifically are Handel and von Williams. But then right up there with them is J.S. Bach. And the opportunity to go back to the churches and the cities and the places where Bach not only worked but wrote this music and lived, and and he was underappreciated in his own time for what he was doing, but get a chance to go back home with this music, that's just as special to me as doing Dvorak in Prague, or as of doing some of the big English choral works in the big English cathedrals, and that's special. And the thing about this tour, as opposed to the last one, but more like our previous ones, is that we're not going to 3 giant European capitals. We're going to smaller German cities. But really, Germany has mega cities like Berlin and Munich and Cologne and Hanover and Hamburg, places like that. But that's not Germany. Germany is really it's small or medium cities, which are really big towns, and each one has its own flavor. And you really get an appreciation of the culture and the life there. And the thing is about doing music of Bach and the choral traditions, being in those cities, you feel like you're a fabric of it. So this might seem in many senses smaller, but it's actually much bigger and much more important. And for a community chorus, which finds its roots and its life and its energy from a small town, from the people of the town, going to Germany where that's the same way they function, I think it'll feel very natural. It'll be very wonderful for everyone who makes a trip across the pond. Yeah.
What was the most memorable part of the trip? Like, what was your favorite thing that you did while you guys were
on this particular site inspection?
Yeah.
Are you asking me or are you asking Andrew?
Both of you.
Andrew doesn't remember anything.
Andrew can go first. Then.
Andrew, what was like your most memorable day, moment, experience?
I think getting to, first of all, just walk through Leipzig and then have a meeting in the Thomaskirche, which was Bach's main church in Leipzig, where he wrote so much of his music and so many of the cantatas, and really, had his most formative years. Well, he was well formed by then, anyway. Was probably the most exciting place for me, and to be able to actually sing some pieces from the Bach B minor in Bach's church in Leipzig, which is what we're looking at now. Besides the 3 concerts that we're going to do, we also have the main morning service that we're going to get to sing there, and we get to do some of that music there. Is incredibly exciting.
Yeah, what is that? That's like pretty new news. Like I don't even have there was an email, but it was long. And
I'm sorry. I hope that's not too loud on you guys over there. Yeah, well, so the original plan was to sort of do first of all, coffee freeze. Second of all, Jumanji, and good afternoon. No, the original plan was to get a brief opportunity to sing in the Thomaskirche in the afternoon in the kind of the lesser service. And I hate, someone said to me, it's a dump and sing. And I was like, oh, that's a terrible way to describe it. But we were invited while we were over there to be the feature performer on the high mass or the high service in the morning, and then get the opportunity within it to sing elements of the Bach B minor mass as part of the liturgical structure of whatever their service is over there. So basically, going from the B or the C list to the prime time drive slot. But that's a big deal for a chorus of our background, frankly, coming from a small Rhode Island town. I think it had a little bit to do. They got some audio samples from our Christmas oratorio performance, which, to compliment my friend Andrew here, I thought was an exceptional performance under his baton with the singers. I mean, I think that was one of the finer chorus of Westerly performances we've had. So that was good stuff going across. And so, we got the honor to get to sing this service. And, the chorus of Westerly, as you know, and I think Andrew knows, and you might know too, Ashley, was the first American choir not affiliated with a church to get invited to sing at Westminster Abbey, and then get to sing. It's been able to sing services at King's College and St. Peter's and the Vatican and stuff like that, and getting a chance to sing in the Thomaskirche in Leipzig, I think ranks up there with it, and that's a big deal for our little humble chorus of Westerly. How about that? Yeah. But Leipzig is, I don't know how we're doing on timer. When you show up late, we got to wrap up this segment. So Harvey, you got the wheel.
That's what that means.
Yeah, you're new
I
to
thought it was like,
you get the big chair. You got to pay attention. Have another coffee freeze.
You know what I need is I need a
play some
sign
Jenga?
with hand signals. No, so this has been a wonderful conversation about the German site tour. We will be back in a little bit to talk about our spring and our upcoming events and all the wonderful things that you can experience here at the Chorus of Westerly. I'm here with Ryan Saunders, Andrew Howell, Ashley Shea, Ashley Shea, and myself, Harvey Blanchette. We'll be back in a minute.
Tenet, the preeminent New York City-based early music ensemble, will be delighting Westerly audiences with a single performance on Sunday, March 6th at 3 p.m. at the George Kent Performance Hall as part of the Chorus of Westerly's Kent Hall Masters Series. This acclaimed group is renowned for their innovative programming and virtuosic singing. Their charming trio of sopranos will perform The Secret Lover, a rich, eloquent program inspired by Italy's first professional female composers, singers, and instrumentalists. Come listen and be carried away by the music, history, and romance of Tenet's captivating performance. Tenet's concert, The Secret Lover, takes place on Sunday, March 6th at 3 p.m. in the Chorus of Westerly's George Kent Performance Hall, located at 119 High Street in downtown Westerly. Tickets are available by calling 401-596-8663 or online at chorusofwesterly.org. Tenet, presented by the Chorus of Westerly, is made possible through generous support from the Westerly Hospital and the Rhode Island State Council on the Arts.
So do you want?
Should I take this?
Should you take
the kids got good stuff.
No?
The kids got it.
Okay. So we are back.
You taught me pretty good, Vix.
Given value of back. We are here to talk about the spring, exciting second half of our Chorus of Westerly school year. We're not a school, so it doesn't matter.
Academic it is usually called a concert season.
Concert season.
You know what? Why don't you go get a pillow?
The seasons do turn.
Jumanji!
Jesse is here with us, ready to lead us through sort of the events and the dates and the interesting spectrum of things that we're doing.
Spectrum is a great word.
Yeah.
Yes,
hi.
it is.
Hello.
So what is first up on our plate?
First up, our next Kent Series, Master Series concert, Tenet, is on Kent Hall Master Series. Did I mess that up?
Don't you think it's a beautiful title?
It is
I made that
beautiful.
up. It used to just be called the Guest Concert Series.
Well, Tenet is coming on March 6th
Tenet.
at 3 p.m. They're doing a performance called The Secret Lover.
Secret Lover.
So it's a very charming trio of sopranos doing The Secret Lover, all about Italy's first professional women musicians, basically. So
No,
it's very historical.
The way that's phrased interests me. Is it
The
actually
Secret
sort
Lover?
of a narrative? Sort of the music is telling the story of those, or is it like just sort of a lot of music of that era?
I believe it's a lot of music of that era.
But they stage it somehow.
That is interesting.
Andrew went out for a smoke, I think, but he doesn't smoke. People, relax. He doesn't smoke. Oh, maybe he started. I don't know, but he doesn't smoke. No, they. I think there is some sort of structure to it, but
Interesting.
I don't know what. There's also continuo, which is a fancy Latin word for there's some instruments chugging things along with them in the process.
Well, it's going to be an interesting show. Not a little bit different than a lot of the stuff.
Secret
So
Lover.
Ryan is going to sing
my
"Secret Lover" over and over
You
again.
were thinking it,
So-
Ashley.
I
Ryan.
was
We've been
so
singing
big.
it.
I was thinking it forever.
Come on. If that's not the encore, I'm walking out.
That's,
Or is that the end of the concert?
but it's the end of the concert, so it's a perfectly acceptable time to walk out.
Yeah.
What's next after that, Jessica?
I'll pray that.
Yes, after Tenet, coming up on Friday, April 8th, we have a wonderful children's concert here.
Which is going
with
to be
our
dope.
child singers of the chorus.
It's all Led Zeppelin
It'd be great
covers.
if we had a children's concert.
Put it on your
It was like
calendar, April 8th.
the tenors and basses. Children,
The
older children.
emotional children of the chorus.
For all the children and like Dan Van Winkle. That's for you, Danny.
Do we know? Actually, this is another one that Andrew went out for it. But do we know what they're singing, or just sort of a lot of short works and fun stuff? And there's a fine
choral
tradition.
music?
Choral music, probably. They're not just
I'm
going
not
to sing.
exactly sure.
They're going to sing drum music.
Surprise concert.
But. Oh, that was so gross.
I know.
Well, the day after
The
the
day after
children's
the children's concert.
Saturday, April 9th, we're excited to announce a new performance. Dartmouth Airs are performing here at Kent Hall as part of our collegiate series. They're coming down from Hanover, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
They're Dartmouth's oldest a cappella group.
Nice.
They're like
So-
all about 90, 95. Oh,
no, the
it's
singer,
not like a
young
bunch of old guys.
That's where the
Wow.
joke went. That was
Ashley
excellent.
Shea, open mic.
No, they've
I'm
been.
so funny.
They were here a number of years ago.
2012, I believe.
I wasn't really looking for the real.
That is correct.
No.
Maybe I won't be helpful.
That's all right. It's not called Harvey Blanchette
It
Collegiate
was huge.
Concert
It was
Series.
really sold out
Very
event,
huge.
and they put on a great show.
that's because
Jam packed.
they were on TV at the time,
They were on
right?
the
They were on the
Sing-Off.
Sing-Off, which is
And
a
they did that
fantastic
really
show.
awesome Queen medley, I think.
Yeah.
The guys, like,
We
can't
are
think of his
the
name.
They do a nice
That's not the part of the medley.
variety of contemporary,
That is
sketch
Queen.
comedy, and they say even a little bit of opera thrown in
Opera?
there.
That
Oh,
is
no,
exciting.
no,
never know.
Make
Kafka.
sure
I'm gonna get all judgy.
you are mindful of that and
No.
get that on your calendars
Yes,
at home.
Saturday,
Rigoletto.
April 9th.
So post Dartmouth Airs, where are we moving into?
Next, our big concert we have would be in May, our big spring concert, Verdi's Requiem.
Never heard of it.
Do you
May
know?
14th and May 15th.
Do you know that I was just over? I know. I gotta lay off the cigarettes. I was in Germany. I picked it up. I'm not kidding, but everyone still smokes in Germany. You know, that's the strange thing. People don't smoke here, really. I mean, people do smoke here, but you know what I mean. Like when
Yeah.
you go into places here, you don't smell cigarette smoke anymore.
Right.
But, like
Yeah.
there, it's like
Oh,
wow,
true. Doing
they
their
still
thing.
do, and they
Yeah.
all like if they can't smoke in a building, they like sprint out.
They
just to
burn
have
the
a
building
cigarette.
down.
Right.
Anyway, I was just over at the Blue Mitten Thrift Shop, the shop that helps Westerly sing, for a quick meeting with their board members, and they've just redone it and rediddy thing is in there.
Ooh, I love when things are rediddied.
Rediddied. But while we were talking in the background, the Verdi Requiem Dies Irae was playing,
Nice.
which is, if you
subtle
hear
piece
it,
of
you
music.
recognize it. Yeah, but it's about the day of wrath. which I
shopping
thought was-
music.
yeah, I know. It made me want to thrift. Anyway, but David Hill.
Is that something you can do? Can you
Thrift?
thrift something?
I'm thrifty. Yeah, I bet you
Macklemore does
could.
it.
True. Oh, yes, he does.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Macklemore. Do you know
Macklemore?
Macklemore?
He was a center fielder for the Orioles in the 90s. Mark McLemore.
No, he was.
Actually, right fielder.
Old people.
He was good. He was fast. He was fast. I think he was in the same draft with Derek Jeter. You know him? Number 2.
Anyway,
How about
so
him?
Macklemore is
Number
going to be
2.
our soloist for
Derek
the Verdi, is what you're saying, if I
Yeah.
understand correctly?
Yeah, in my
Okay.
dreams.
Derek
That's
Jeter is the soloist?
Derek
for the-
Jeter is the bass soloist.
You were saying something with the blue mitten.
Oh, is that
Verdi.
Verdi? They were playing Verdi. But anyway, David Hill is going to come and conduct.
Oh, right.
Man, that was a long way to
Verdi.
David Hill.
It's I'm sorry, Maestro David
Maestro
Hill.
David
And then he's got to conduct, and David does the London Bach Choir, which he took over from. Ready? Who was the director of the Bach Choir before?
Richard Marlowe.
No, David Wilcox.
Macklemore.
Okay,
Come on.
Macklemore.
Yeah, Mark Macklemore. It's when David Wilcox played for the Orioles. But
Peyton
before
Manning.
him, down the line, Vaughn Williams was the director over there, and Stamford and people like that. Peyton Manning. You're in the wrong sport. Anyway, but he's coming from England, and he's coming in from London, and he does the Bach Choir, the BBC Singers, and the Yale School Cantorum. But then soloists, we got a great quartet. We got a new soprano to us, but not to the chorus building, Sarah Callanan, who sings with Saltmarsh Opera quite a bit.
Oh, super.
Fabulous soprano. We have Paula Rockwell is our mezzo, who many chorus members will know and love, who we're importing from Canada. As long as
Right.
it's probably not a joke, but I have to send out her visa application when we're done with this today here, because you wouldn't imagine the hoops you need to bring in somebody from Canada to sing in the U.S.
Well,
They're
vice versa. I
complicated.
sang in Canada, and it was not an easy
No.
thing.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize Canada was a real place.
Oh, hey, we just got flagged by the Department of Homeland Security for this on the podcast.
I'm Canadian.
And then tenor is Brian Cheney, who has sung with us before.
Oh, yes,
and
he's marvelous.
Brian
And a
has
very
done
nice guy.
a lot of interesting concert series outside of that. He does a Salute to Vienna, but he also does a Star Trek opera.
Yes.
Look him up. Look up Star. I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
kidding.
very great.
He dresses as Spock and sings opera.
I've never seen Star Trek
Come on,
Old school Star Trek.
or Star Wars.
That's not true. You're
It's
lying.
it's
You must have-
1,000%
No,
true. I've
lie.
never seen any. No, I haven't.
I don't think Star
Which
Wars
one
is
has
a real
the
thing.
Enterprise?
I'm not.
like Canada.
What's it called?
She hasn't seen them. She
I'm
doesn't
not a
know.
nerd.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Don't ask her to
Things
sing.
just got a
though.
little hostile around
And then,
here.
speaking of nerds,
So wait, and you're missing one soloist.
I know the
Okay.
last one. He's not a
Speaking of
nerd.
nerds.
No, he was a all pro. That's the wrong word. And I'm gonna cough again. An all state or something. I don't know. An all American.
All American.
Kevin. That was probably really loud. Sorry, guys. Kevin Short. He was an all American wrestler.
Yes, I knew
and
that.
a Metropolitan Opera star. Kevin Short. Hello, Ryan. This is Kevin Short. I
That's
wish I could-
Ryan's imitation of
That's
Kevin
it.
Short.
That's
He
what he's
doesn't-
doing.
Whereas
He
I call
sounds
him
better
K
than that.
Short. K Short is what I call him.
No one should. You
Not
shouldn't
really.
do that.
But that's like that's a good.
We have
we
a
gotta-
top-notch team for
Top-notch.
May
Top-notch.
14th, a Westerly performance here at Kent Hall, 7 p.m.
True.
And we have a very exciting announcement for a Providence performance on Sunday, May 15th, 2:30 at the Veterans Memorial Auditorium.
so awesome.
You can see
Yeah.
right from the
On the
highway.
road, going
Very
up,
exciting.
playing the big city.
That's a good one. And then Summer Pops comes in June.
Yeah.
June 18th.
It's going to be big.
And it's not going to rain. We had a meeting on Summer Pops today. It's February, and we were talking Summer Pops. How we doing, boys? Behind the glass. We need to wrap it up here. Harvey, wrap
All
it
right,
up.
so that's our spring symphony. No, our spring semester. With what we're doing this, a lot of exciting stuff, big stuff, little stuff. Really, it'd be wonderful. Come on down, and be a part of it. And we have one more section. We're gonna get Andrew back in here and get all the stuff about the wonderful Germany
And a
tours.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch.
We're gonna sprechen the heck out of that Deutsch.
Don't use sprechen anything.
And I'm
You're
gonna
sitting in my chair.
yeah.
Sprechen.
Sorry about that. So this has been From the Edge. We will be back in a few minutes. I don't yell like Ryan.
Tenet, the preeminent New York City-based early music ensemble, will be delighting Westerly audiences with a single performance on Sunday, March 6th at 3 p.m. at the George Kent Performance Hall as part of the Chorus of Westerly's Kent Hall Masters Series. This acclaimed group is renowned for their innovative programming and virtuosic singing. Their charming trio of sopranos will perform The Secret Lover, a rich, eloquent program inspired by Italy's first professional female composers, singers, and instrumentalists. Come listen and be carried away by the music, history, and romance of Tenet's captivating performance. Tenet's concert, The Secret Lover, takes place on Sunday, March 6th at 3 p.m. in the Chorus of Westerly's George Kent Performance Hall, located at 119 High Street in downtown Westerly. Tickets are available by calling 401-596-8663 or online at chorusofwesterly.org. Tenet, presented by the Chorus of Westerly, is made possible through generous support from the Westerly Hospital and the Rhode Island State Council on the Arts.
All right, we're back from
Willkommen, bienvenue.
and that's happening. And in,
Von der Kante.
yeah, what she said.
Von der Kante.
German is
Well
a
done.
very, very funny language.
Yeah.
So back here, let's talk a little bit more about the
Hello.
German site tour, about how the exciting things that Ryan and Andrew got to witness, and the
Tell us about the
strange
food.
We
German
joined a
food they
parade.
smuggled
We had a
back
lot
into
of
the country.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it was a lot
There's-
of pork
there's a-
and potatoes.
It was a lot of work.
Although quite delicious.
Tasty.
So
I had
good.
pork knuckle for the first time.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah,
which has
that was-
always sounded incredibly unattractive to me as a name
Looks
for a meal.
unattractive, but
You're
it's
not a
tasty.
knuckle man.
It was my
It's
nu-
just-
it was my nickname in college.
Wow. Yeah, thank you.
I can attest that is true.
Yes.
Pork knuckle Blanchette.
But it just means that it's pork on the bone, and then they fry the fat, so you get this. What did they call
Oh,
it?
that sounds
Crackling
good.
or
Yeah,
something?
the
fried
That was
Really
my
yummy.
nickname in college.
Wow.
Wow, where that's
And
happening.
moving on.
So basically, a
So
delicious
the
heart
food was
attack.
good. We tried, yes,
Yeah.
pretty much all the way through, and you wash it down with a nice Weiss beer is what we had all over the place, which was quite delicious.
dark-
yes,
the dark
whenever
one,
they
yeah.
had them, we would go with that. We tried schnitzel pretty much everywhere we went.
Yeah, we were like on a schnitzel off. Every place we went, we had to get a plate of schnitzel to see who had the best schnitzel.
tour.
Well, we were trying to decide when in the tour we should have the schnitzel, and finally, at the last place we went to, they actually had the real schnitzel,
veal.
the veal,
You
as
don't want
opposed to the
chicken, you
chicken
don't want
or
regular
the pork.
Right.
Yeah.
And the real is slin.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, it was like chicken fingers. You know.
Yeah, that
like-
was that was.
you
Did
can
you
do-
have Spätzle anywhere?
You guys
Oh, yeah.
basically
So good.
you
Actually,
only
the
ate at
Keller,
Applebee's,
the
didn't you?
first place that
German
we
Homemade
Applebee's.
Spätzle is amazing.
Just went to German Applebee's.
If we
the
could
whole
just
time,
all
didn't
talk
you?
this whole time at the same
3,
time.
2,
that would be
1,
great.
go.
Food is
Good
like
job-
the most
good job
exciting thing
hosting.
we've ever spoken
Harvey,
about
good job
on the show
hosting.
so
Harvey's
far.
got
Hold
it
on, wait. I'm
control.
supposed to be wrangling this.
You know, you probably sound like a control tower when planes are landing there. Like, is that
They're all crashing. Everyone's on fire.
5-9er? Did I hear a niner in there?
The many exciting parts. I remember the last tours. The food has always been such a major part of it. I remember on
yeah.
because the schnitzel was a big thing on the last tour too because of Vienna and
Well, we didn't have it on the
Never in a group meal,
Not
right?
a group meal.
not a
but
group
when we-
meal. I'd had it on my own.
We had it when we crashed the wedding in Vienna.
right when we crashed the wedding.
Right, we did. That's true.
That's-
True story. That's
that
a
happened.
whole other podcast.
That's dedicated to
That
that,
was
awesome
Ryan's
story.
personal
this time
podcast.
around we didn't crash a wedding, but we crashed a parade.
Oh, yeah, the parade. I wanna
It
hear
was
about that.
fashing.
Foshing.
What
Yes.
is that?
Which is like carnival.
It's
Oh,
Carnival.
They kind of go crazy at
They
Carnival.
really do.
Yeah, they do.
Meets carnival because
They get like
We
a whole
thought-
week off. And
We
they go
thought
nuts.
they were all
Yeah.
Morris men. There were a bunch of people with like bells on their legs
Right,
and wearing
yeah.
white and green and
we were behind. We were near a Shalmai band. Am I saying that?
Shalmai, yeah.
Shalmai. Mm-hmm. Do you even know what that is? No. It's
pretty exciting.
What is it? It's-
Originally, the Shalmai or the Shawm was the precursor. It was kind of like an early trumpet, but it had a double reed, I think. I don't know, some crazy old instrument. You don't see it very much.
Two reed
Because of how terrible it sounds.
Yes, exactly.
Do
Well, it's
I?
kind of like a bagpipe-ish. I don't know. But
Huh.
It's
but
hard to
it was
describe.
really exciting. And so all of these people were just congregating around Ulm Minster in Ulm. And we would see them wandering through the streets, and we thought we had missed something exciting because it looked like people were leaving. And then it started to get a little bit darker, and everyone gathered right around the cathedral, and it just turned into a parade. 7 o'clock happened, and the bells started
Yeah,
tolling,
the Minster's
and
bells
people
were
were
going
playing,
nuts.
and it was like all of a sudden marching bands and a drum corps and all of this stuff, and then everyone just started moving. So of course, what do?
We joined.
Move.
Got right in with them and followed them along. 'cause
Stopping's
why
not a good
It was the
option.
best city tour of the old
It
city.
really
ever.
was amazing.
We weaved
And
around the old city.
What
making
is the
noise.
event? What are they celebrating?
The end.
It's right before Lent.
the end of Epiphany, right before.
Oh, okay.
It's like Fat Tuesday.
Yeah,
Nice.
Except that was on a Friday night, so they were
Fat
just
Friday.
celebrating.
Yeah, well,
Friday,
it was
right?
every night we were there
there
were
was something
various
happening,
celebrations
yeah.
going on and people in crazy costume. Yeah, it's a big deal, as Ashley
And
was
they
just saying.
really do like their costumes, though. It is like Halloween. I mean, like you
Oh yeah,
they
you
go
go
all
into the
out.
stores and they have. I mean, it's like a Halloween
Right.
sale there.
Instead
They've
of
got
candy,
costumes for
beer.
adults and.
I'm not kidding with that. I'm not trying to be a.
Oh yeah, they were all loaded as well.
They
of course.
enjoyed their
Oh, they're
music.
wandering
Right.
through the
Right.
city.
Any
with their
chance in
beers.
Bavaria to have a holiday. That's
But they know how to have a good time.
They
that was
do,
Baden-Württemberg.
absolutely.
That's
So-
what-
So it
close
was a
enough.
lot of fun. So we finally went through the main city and then out into the whatever suburbs, back to the where the people actually live, and we ended up at a bandstand. And I have no idea what they were talking about at that point because I speak no German whatsoever.
did
They
you
were
make
just
it back to the
yelling.
States?
I mean, really, they were really just yelling. But the Shalmai band was playing Madonna's "Like a Prayer."
Of course they were.
With the brass band.
With the brass
yes.
thing. It was amazing because this is not what you expected at a German Fasching Fest party.
Well-
But that's what we did, and that was a wild. Andrew was funny because he said, "Well, when in Ulm, when you see a parade, you join the
Go to
parade."
parade.
That's right.
Like so, we
Don't go away.
did that, but it was.
So finally, at the end of it, when we got to this bandstand and everyone was starting to come in, we were looking around going, oh my God, this entire parade is going to end up in this little square here and we're never going to be able to get out. And we actually had dinner plans that night with the rest of the people we were with. And so we were able to sneak out, and right there was the Danube River. And we just followed the river upstream a little bit and ended up at our hotel.
That's so romantic.
You know,
pretty awesome.
That's
It was very
romantic.
romantic.
I think you need to alter that story. And then the parade came with you to dinner. All 8,000 people came into the
There were a
restaurant.
lot of people where we were at dinner because we were in this.
And
big
I called
beer
for
place.
loaves and fishes
Fish
and
and
had
just
some
the-
baskets and
Is this
Wow.
biblical?
performed my first
What?
miracle.
Wow.
I know.
Are you
Wow.
are you being Jesus?
Everyone,
Yes.
everyone be quiet for a minute.
Andrew. Shh. Andrew's
Very
Jesus.
quiet, very quiet. Yeah. But then, we went to
Huh?
12 cities in 3.5 days.
Yeah, no, it's an impressive. I'm glad. I think it's smart that the tour is not orchestrated on that same schedule. I think people
Yes,
would be
indeed.
tired, and
Well,
they
it'd
would
be-
have to
that'd
be
be like a
very,
tour, but I
very
think that-
short concerts.
We were in Weimar for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Almost.
We
were on the
pretty much
ground
did
in
a
Weimar for 4
drive-through of
minutes.
Weimar.
Yeah. And then we how we doing for time there, boys? Go great. Then we ended in we ended in Munich because we were flying out the next day, and that was the end of our inspection. And we took a trip up to the city I used to live in, Regensburg, for
Right,
a
which is
couple
where
hours there,
Ronald
which
Reagan was born.
Yeah, it's true. It's all about Reagan. Everyone's there. Bob Reagan.
I'm going to need a fact
Gunther
check. I'm going to
Reagan.
need to Google that. I need a fact check on that.
Bernhard Reagan.
Yep.
Matthias Reagan.
All of them.
Yeah.
Exciting
It's very lovely
place.
because I lived there when I was a wee lad, and to go, and Andrew let us take the train, and we went up there, had a good time. And
I am in charge.
Andrew is in
Yes.
charge; he is the man. And then we were in Munich for a little while,
Yes.
and then we flew home, and you can read about it if you'd like on the old interweb, and if you want to check out my blog and literally know where we are minute to minute, because that's how detailed I blogged it, and I'm not kidding.
He's not kidding.
The blog is Ryan A. Saunders. SAUNDERS.blogspot.com. And if you go to the choruses page, chorusofwesterly.org, and you go all the way over to the right on the menu bar, you'll see artistic programs. Click on that link and go down, and you'll see something that says Germany Tour, and you can get the more specific information on the tour there. So we're still looking for people to come with us, either as singers or as followers, and we're going to do the Bach Mass in B minor, or B minor Mass, or Mass with
Let's
B
do both of
minors.
them.
We'll
But
do
then
them
you're
all.
encoring with Madonna.
With
Yes.
encoring
Right.
with the
Except instead of Like a Prayer, we're doing Like a Virgin.
Oh no.
like a virgin prayer.
That would be interesting on Shalmai Band. Maybe we should have that as a summer pops thing.
That would be great.
That would be
This
cool.
is a brainstorming session.
Maybe
right
just
here.
Madonna herself. I don't know. Maybe Madonna will come on tour with us.
She looks a little scary.
I like Madonna.
I hope she's not listening.
Well, if you want more information, call the Chorus box office at 401-596-8663. There's
There
a
you go.
poster. I was able to read it, so that's very helpful.
You know, it's
to me.
easy to criticize being in the big chair. until you sit in the big
I
chair.
have never
roll your eyes
criticized
a little
anyone.
more. Jumanji!
But if you want to learn more about the tour, or you want to learn more about all these wonderful events we're doing this spring, get some tickets, become involved. We have a lot of volunteer opportunities as well, or you want to become a singer, or just want to learn more about us, give us a call. Check out the website. It'd be fantastic.
Hey, you did a good job there, you know?
Yay,
You know,
you did a
that's
good
all
job,
right.
Harvey.
That's
I
it.
didn't
It's yours from now
hardly
on.
swear, and it mostly made sense. So
Hey,
we're gonna go out on a
sounds
good note.
good.
A good news.
Well done.
We're on to Regensburg.
Get the
Peace out,
Blu-ray.
home slices.
All right, thank you
Bye.
so much for listening. See you next time.
So long, farewell.
Auf Wiedersehen, adieu. Adieu. Take you and you.
France
Are we
is
still
next to
rolling?
Germany.
Oh, we're still rolling.
We're still live. Good night.
Bye, guys.
Thanks.
Tschüss.